is definitely going to create jobs, isn't it?
Sure.
How many jobs can we create out of this, knowing the level of unemployment in this country? If rolled out well, how many jobs can you create? Also, having at the back of your mind what we were saying before we went on air, that we're looking at a wage bill, and we're already crying about how much we spend in paying public sector workers.
Yeah, so yesterday I made mention about the fact that in UK, for example, their night economy employees used to employ about 9.7 million people, and after COVID, it's reduced to 8.5 million. So if UK's night economy is employing 8.5 million people, that is something very good. Even if we are able to do 5 million or 4 million, it will add on to it will reduce our rate of unemployment. And there is something about it. You know, the night economy has a lot of youth, because most old people wouldn't want to stay out in the night. They leave that space for the youth, people between 16 and 20. And I think that is something good. We can help our teeming youth to have something meaningful doing. And that would, you know, there are several people who would even want to be in the universities and the likes, then they are not having anybody to support them. So if we have that room for them to work in the night and go to school during the day, I think it would be splendid. So you are a young person, your parents are gone. You don't have anybody to support you, but there's an opportunity for you to work in the night. Because as it stands now, even if you want to work and go to school at the same time, it's almost impossible. Because it's either you sacrifice one and do the other later. Okay. So it's a very good opportunity for us.
What kind of incentives would be needed to make this really sustainable and workable?
I think former President Mahama, has already enumerated some of them. He talks about tax incentives, utility reduction, and the likes. And I also think that they would have to provide subsidiary companies for some of the industries, because once those subsidiaries are there, for example, one thing I'm really thinking about, I remember back then in school, a company invited me to a company wanted to work with me in the night, but I made a request that they would have to take me back to school after work, and that was the end of it. Because I realized that after work, I couldn't come back. And at the time, it wasn't like today we have tight security on campus. I'm in KNUST, and I was in Katanga. So I was thinking dropping off at Tech Junction and walking at a time to Katanga. And those days, your laptop you were hanging on your shoulders or somewhere.
Even now, it's still there.
So you see, the government can set up a very good transport system in the night to support this concept. Because if I'm staying somewhere around Aputreja and I come to work at Kejitia in the night, and I have to go, and now I have to struggle. And sometimes even in the night, you may have to hire a car or take what we call drop-in. And it exists now. When you travel from Accra or Takoradi to Kumasi,
when you get to Tech Junction, there are taxi drivers there. Get to Anloga Junction, they are there dropping, waiting to take you to
around 1 a.m. Nobody would you didn't get anybody to even sit in the car with. So, and if you are 2 or 3, sometimes they just drive on because they are afraid that you could be a gang or something. So for us not to be spending all the monies we earn in the night on transport, the government would have to intentionally set up some transport system.
Shuttle system.
Yes, or even taxi like that of Shatawali. Or probably he can collaborate with some of these private agencies. I mean, he talked about BPOs, right?
Yeah.
Business process outsourcing organizations, and they would support in terms of transport so that the system could be running. So I think that, especially with regards to that of Mahama, a lot would have to be done.
All right, and again, transport operators themselves are also excited about this, knowing very well that because we don't have that 24-hour economy, that night life, some of them close very early. And the buses will be resting. But if you know that the economy is such that they're working 24 hours, then they know that they still will be in business and will make some money. Listeners, this is Love in the Morning, and